ready? Are you ready?
Well, welcome to the Meta Sports League studios and the DigiFan Podcast. We got Wags, JC, L, Teagues, and Peanut with special guest in the audience, Uncle Burner. I'm Doc. What do we got, fellas?
Well, I'm excited to hear from Burner this afternoon. Haven't talked to him in a while, so glad that he's on board today.
Let's go.
That's the studio audience. Is what
Studio audience. Studio audience of one.
Yeah.
What's the down low on everything Minnesota hockey high school tournament?
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there eventually.
In time.
Wags, Wags has his intro. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, so you know me, like, we ease into the sports shit because it just drives, you know, I mean.
Sports, all your life is sports.
We got to show a little
Get some
bit
oil
of,
on the wheel. Get some oil on the wheel. No
How
sparks.
do you feel, though? Last week you were ill, you're coughing, sneezing.
Oh, that's a good question.
And,
was that last week?
It's every week.
You finally got the meds.
Yeah, it's been...
No.
I
had the meds! God damn it!
Hey, Wags, did
Jesus Christ.
And
Have you been getting me going on that again?
Wait,
fuck.
Wait, did you...
It's not the little blue pill. The little blue pill
did you
doesn't
say you
help
haven't
the
been
mucus.
taking medication?
I don't need it, dude. I don't need it. I've banged more women than you've dreamed of. Go ahead.
Let's
I hope
reel it back.
I hope
We might have to delete
Wheel that back.
Yeah, we might have to delete that part because of you.
I just got confirmation that my
We
mom
might
just
have to
logged
delete
in.
that. You ruined the intro.
Oh,
Ruined the
good grief.
intro. Ruined it. Ruined the intro.
You asked if I was going to
So,
embarrass you.
How
Ruin the
does your
intro.
girlfriend feel about that?
No. Not going there.
Can we delete
Hey,
that?
any
Not
publicity
going
is
there.
good publicity.
Not going
Should we
there.
just start all over?
Can you
Hey, you
delete
know,
I
that?
delete it on the
Let's-
YouTube upload, but not on the live.
Yeah, we can. Nothing you can do about that.
Live.
It's out there.
Yeah, let's
I'll
stay
reel it
raw.
back in. I'll wrangle it in
Keep it
here.
raw. Keep it raw.
How much do we want to talk about the Minnesota Wild today after that incredible performance last night in Utah?
We'll get there, but I want
Ouch.
to get us started here. Like again,
Wags,
Timberwolves?
put some oil on the wheel.
I have
for
lost
us.
control of the vessel,
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
and I'm getting control of it because
let's facilitate it.
because
I'm ready
he's
to go.
infatuated with the blue pill over here. We're at Hilltop where we go for our usual breakfast. Missing you, L. Teagues.
Thank you.
Your presence was
Hilltop,
missed.
any Edina.
We did notice that.
And Doc and I got into a deep conversation.
Okay.
And one of the things I told him is that I think he's incredibly talented artistically and
Large brain.
in putting it all together. And he has a profession which requires a lot of skill and detail. And I just have the utmost admiration.
Kudos.
And then
Are
can
you trying to make me?
I tell them about the video you showed me?
If you want, it's
If anybody has had a half of a life, I will guarantee you, because maybe you have heard of Rick Beato. Have you heard of him?
No.
Have you?
number one music
Rick-
podcast.
Have you?
No.
What's his name?
Rick Beato.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number one music
No.
podcaster.
Okay, that's a no. Rick Beato, he sent a song in for him to review, and he reviewed it. And melodies, sounds, structure, lyrics, all of it really good. And I thought it would be great for us to play my favorite original that Doc has put together. This was to be in a film, which is now a defunct film, not their fault. COVID kind of bit that one, I think. But can you play a little bit of Gold Digger, please?
Oh my God.
Yes, but this wasn't the song that Beato reviewed.
No,
Just
but
FYI.
I like this song a lot. So
I've heard it. He is. I mean, I will say Doc is extremely talented.
He is.
Yes, and
Well, let's just not put
it's
Doc
good.
there because
It's
Uncle
really good.
Burner did a lot of the lyrics. Just FYI,
Bernard's
Love it.
the art behind the melodies and the
He is.
structure.
He is.
So
all right.
Please.
Let's hear it.
please.
well, I mean, there's nothing.
Okay. You got a little Hammond ripping in the back there. Hear that?
Yep.
Beautiful. It's got to be the Hammond. Well done. But what do you got to hit? The highway.
Gotta hit the highway.
Oh, you messing around. Oh, God. So good.
So good.
Listen to this solo. This is Doc. He does this high throw the back of his head. got a wah in here too? Did you have a volume pedal or a wah going? Right here.
Little wah.
Listen to that bass line, just smooth. You got the fucking Hammond just
Let's
holding
make
it all
that-
together.
let's make it the
You
number
got
one song on
Doc's
Spotify.
vocals. I'm telling you, that song is legit, dude.
It is.
Oh, let's just Phil. I would have liked to hear a little floor tom there.
A little more sport top.
I would have thrown that there. I would have thrown that
Time
there.
I wasted on you. All the time I wasted on you. Messing around.
I love that false start on the all you. Ooh, it's like a false ending, and then you got it. Wow,
Jeez.
Nice job.
Woo!
Nice job.
So good, dude. Like the dude is talented. You two are dynamic.
The
let's get
keys,
you guys.
Uncle
Yeah.
Burner.
Can we do a
Uncle
live
Burner is the grease
That's
that
really
oils
good.
the
That's
fucking
really
machine.
good piece.
Yeah, those
No,
keys, the piano,
Yeah.
man, that.
All right. Well,
I'm wondering what kind of
could do-
anger.
we
Were you
could-
channeling an anger somewhere? Was that a true story?
There's a lot of two of our
Oh, wait,
songs
come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. We need to hear your voice.
We can't be talking to him
bring
off
the-
the
Right,
mic
we need
like
to hear
this.
the actual Uncle Burner.
We gotta
on
bring him
stage.
over on
Let's
the mic
go.
here. He's
Right here,
he's
right
hopping
here.
on the mic. Bear with us for one moment here.
So is this coming from a source of anger?
I was just going to say that a few of the songs I can relate to Taylor Swift a lot. When you have relationships that go south, you get a lot of content. Wow. So
Oh, good. That's amazing. That's well done.
So-
Super good, buddy.
My way or the highway.
My way.
Yep. Spot on.
Life
good.
is
Sounds like
a
there's a lot of compromising in there.
highway.
No, Doc, you
I
guys.
wanna ride.
You went as far as to say is that you
It's
think
wild here today.
Doc,
This is off the rails.
you
This
went
is
as
off the
far
rails.
as to think
think-
is that
I
that's
think
your best solo that you've ever played on a recorded
Yeah,
piece.
I don't know, but it was one of the better ones.
I will say.
Well, how could it
next
not
time they
be?
go to Hilltop, it's maybe just breakfast and out.
Was that was that
No
a,
drinks.
There might have been
Doc,
several
was that a Les
drinks
Paul or
that
what were you
everybody else-
playing?
I think so.
They had a couple too many.
Have you heard the actual lyrics?
Really?
I have, like, I've studied it
And
in and
I
out.
had none. So I'm dialed in.
Doc, is that a Les Paul or what were you rocking?
So I have a
as well.
sweet ass Les Paul. That was a Les Paul,
Mhm,
but
you can
my,
tell.
my best Les Paul ever got stolen.
Oh.
That was the worst moment of my life. But let's digress and let's get into some
Let's get
fucking
into some
sports.
sports.
No, dude, like
We talked
so
a lot about
me and-
music already.
Me and Doc are going to put together a music pod. And then I told him it would be an honor for me and me to get my bass player to back him to play his originals
Ooh.
anywhere, anytime, any place. Seriously, dude, like it would be an honor.
Yeah,
Uh,
no doubt.
Well, let's get back into the sports because no one's
guys-
here for
yeah.
the music.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're kind
Well,
of.
no,
are,
we're-
but not so
sports,
much.
sports, and
and-
sports.
Doc,
Let's
sports
go,
and music.
gents.
We've got both hemispheres flying.
Like sports and music
What's-
completely intertwined.
What's
Yeah.
what's
I
the
love it.
what's the poison to start off here besides music? What do you got on the docket?
Well,
over there?
for me, I'm most excited about we went from an absolute crickets when it came to Twins news.
Yep.
I'm really excited about all the things I'm seeing from Fort Myers and
Okay.
and how
Lay
they're
down and-
playing
Let's
and,
frickin' go, boys.
and what's going on there. I'm really looking forward.
Oh, do I have to
Wow.
mute? Do I have to mute? Oh my God, I have to mute.
All right,
I have
Wags is
to
off
mute.
the rails.
Yeah, it's-
We got
Jesus.
Twins talk
He
here.
gets excited and then I have to
I
mute
got
him.
back
He gets
right
way-
when I was feeling
he gets
good.
Way too excited.
I never even
already.
answered LT's question. I'm like way better than I
Way
was.
too
I'm in a
excited.
better mood the whole bit, but like
Obviously.
it still comes up and bounces and gets you every once in a while. But what I've been liking the most is one of the stories in The Athletic was interesting about how last year Matt Wallner came in at 250. He's like 6'5", because you tend to lose weight throughout the course of a 162-game season. And he didn't want to get worn down, but he lost his swing last year with that weight. So now he came in he ended up getting his swing back, losing some weight last year. Tough to do in the middle of the season, the way you want to, healthy. And then he ends up feeling really good about his swing right now. And I think that's a huge thing with him because that guy's an elite hitter. And I look at this offensive lineup. To me, they have two decisions: second base and what they're going to do behind the plate with all of those bodies. Like I would move someone out.
Who
I would move Jeffers
You think so? Where
I would not move Jeffers.
Oh, you would not?
No.
So where would you move the rest of the platoon?
I would leave the other two to battle for the second spot.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if you can move that contract, though, of Vasquez. I don't know if you can.
I don't know either. So who would you ideally want? One and two.
Where's Lewis?
We'll get to him next. How do you say his name? Is it Diego Cartaya? Whatever his name. The LA Dodger guy.
Okay.
Yep. I think he's got the most experience right now.
Yep.
But the interesting thing is if you have two righty bats that are catchers, you really would love to have a lefty bat that's a catcher. Hard to get.
Very hard to get.
And that takes the Joe Mauer haters where I can tee off a little bit. Hard to win a batting title as a lefty catcher because it's just tough. So
no one's done.
I'd like to see more of that. But anyway, as far as the other spot is second base, we've talked about this before. What is going to happen there? And then the other part is I would say 5-6 slots of the rotation. Do you move Lewis Varland? We're going by Lewis now. That's his actual name.
Yep.
Do we move him to the bullpen? I think they do. I think they should move Paddock to the bullpen.
I think so as well too.
He loved it when he was out there. I think he felt like he could contribute.
But why?
The way he
why?
Well, because he's got electric stuff.
Well, and given his history with his health too, you got to factor that in a little bit as well.
Well, I think he feels like if he's not getting 35 starts, he's failing. You know, that's kind of his approach. And if you come into the bullpen and you get your, 50, 55, 60 is a lot. Appearances. You go out there, you work your inning, you know what's expected, you get your rhythm, you get your
middle reliever.
You get your work. I think his stuff is electric, Doc, when you asked why. And when he was in relief in that playoff year, he was electric, and he loved it. Not a lot of guys. Lewis Varland kind of battled saying, I'm not going to, a couple of years ago, if you remember.
Yeah.
A lot of starters have a hard time. Every starter usually ends up in purgatory known as the bullpen. You start as a starter usually, and you end up there. So at some point, if you want to extend your career and make it longer, you go to the bullpen. So I think there are options. A lot of it's going to depend on Woods Richardson.
Yep. And also just seeing
who was very good last year.
Yep.
And also Zebby.
Yep. We got to see how Ryan does. You got to see how Ober does. You got to see how someone does.
I think they'll be fine.
You think so?
Yeah, Ryan's deal, what was his injury? It wasn't arm-related last year, was it?
There's so many injuries that they go through. It's hard to...
I can't even remember what it was. It was arm-related, but I think he's going to be just fine. But then, again, that rotation's going to be good. I think you can fill the bullpen with this load of starters that you have by moving them into the pen. And I would start with Paddock. I know they don't like that idea, but I would.
If you actually want to have a solid kind of middle to the relief closers at the end, that's going to be
today. You've got Brock Stewart. Maybe he can't go tomorrow, so tomorrow you got Paddock.
Yep.
Then you got an off day. Then you come back with Stewart. Then you go back with Paddock. Those are the high leverage seventh inning guys to turn it over to Jax, and then from Jax you turn it over to Duran. And
he's just electric.
The one thing this organization has never done that I don't understand is they chase themselves out of wins from perceived probably the computer machine slips out. Well, Duran's better against these three hitters than these three. I believe that's what's happening. Make the guy your closer, okay? Just close.
Yep.
Make the guy your eighth inning guy. So when you go to the ballpark and you've got a lead by 2 or 3 runs, 1, 2 or 3 runs, you're coming in and closing. That's your job. You're the setup guy. And then other people say, well, you're a professional. You should know. You should be able to go anytime. Fair enough. But I do think it mentally helps when you know specifically what your role is. There are going to be 5th and 6th inning guys who might take 2 innings because you're basically getting 5 out of these guys.
Yep.
And then there's the 7th, 1 guy, 8th, 1 guy, 9th, 1 guy. Let's get out of here.
Yep. And I think that's the goal at the end of the day.
I didn't even cough.
I think when you
I didn't even have my hand on the mute.
Your voice is so strong right now, Wags, that you're going into character like Steve Cannon.
we inform though.
Who's the dummy? Does he have an alter ego?
Will you inform the younger people who that dinosaur is, please?
Oh, Steve Cannon.
Yeah.
He was the greatest.
1940s, 50s?
From AM radio. He had Ma Linger. He had
1940s.
He didn't have any guests. He just had his other voices.
Is that crazy that he
play
did that?
with each other? Yeah.
Okay. Hey, wait. Peanut had a take.
On a real note, though, I think it's important to try and find, again, I think that's the goal in today's day and age with the MLB, trying to find those people. I think the pipe dream is ideally, 7, or even just 6, and then you can have your 7, 8, and 9, or if you go 7, again, you can have, your 2 guys close it out. And again, I think the way that the Twins have always approached it, I think you guys would agree too, is they try and go after these guys that are, as I've said a couple weeks ago, over the hill, and you try and rekindle something. People don't like being here. There's some sort of weird stigma a lot of times. Then they go on to play for other teams, and they have these incredible careers. They just start magically blossoming.
Well, they just sometimes mesh better with
mesh better, and it's just, I don't know. It beats me, but I think if we can have
the
stigma, who knows at this point, but if you can have some of these pitchers that we've really started to build around, that again, Ober, Ryan, both young.
What's the stigma? Let's go there for a second.
Here we go. You opened up Pandora's box.
Can of whoop ass. Here it comes.
The Vikings don't have it.
The stigma is the
How
fact.
do you know?
Because
look at the track record of players that have come through.
Behind the Dolphins, they were the best place to work for in the NFL.
As a player?
Yes, from the players.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, the stigma is.
Can I just say
it's
this?
cold here.
Go ahead.
So the new ownership saga continues. The Chicago guy, Justin Ishibia, he
Do you have anything on that?
Yeah, whatever.
Ishiba. Yeah, he dropped out of the running now.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think there's issues.
I don't think they were really surprised though.
You don't think?
I think they might be a little surprised. He went down the rabbit hole quite a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there was some fair warning that this wasn't a blindsided deal.
Right.
That he was going to end up saying, "I'm going to get more of my hometown team," and why wouldn't you? That's always a risk. And one of the things that I want to say, it's really interesting. Who owns the Minnesota Wild?
$1 million question. I don't know. I should know, but I don't.
Probably someone
Leopold.
Is it Craig Leopold or his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, Leopold.
Okay. Wow.
Leopold.
Okay.
Leopold family.
Thank you. And where are they from?
Couldn't tell you.
Racine, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Who owns soon to be the Minnesota Timberwolves?
A-Rod and
Lori.
Okay. Where are they from?
So it's
New
fine.
York.
The owners don't actually live here.
Not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying they're going to move the franchise?
What I'm saying is there are no people in this market that have the ability or desire to purchase a professional franchise at the level of billionaire and money that we need to have, and that the state of Minnesota needs to come to the realization, sure, the Wilfs are dialed. Just because you think you're awesome here in Minnie doesn't mean they're staying. There's no reason for anybody to say, you know what, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of the politics and the venues and not support here or there. There's no reason for them to have loyalty to this community because none of them are from here. And I just say, every team.
Are you worried about another Norm Green or what?
But that's where their base is. It's hard to pick up the Twins and move them to where.
I mean, anywhere.
You could move them anywhere.
Yeah.
Montreal would be great.
Well, Montreal and Minnesota were the ones that were almost.
You are a Montreal lover.
I am a Montreal lover.
That was the.
They would love to have a ball club back.
When tried to get the team.
They would.
Well, they could be
league reduced. It was Montreal and Minnesota.
Contracted.
Thank you.
My whole point with this is that the ownership scenario here is weird because if you really want to own these teams at the next level, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to have men from here. Great. You could stay in this market. It's awesome. I'm not fearing moving, but things can get a tick complicated. That's all I'm saying.
Especially when there's, like you said, especially when there's, struggles even putting some of these deals together in the first place. I think that only adds to it.
Now, apparently there was a number of suitors. I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. I've never been a Pollad basher guy. I've been the one that's like, hey, you know what? When Calvin was selling this team in '84, they were out of here. They were out of here. I was in the Dome in 1982 when there was about 200 people there. Game 162 against Cleveland. It was awful. Well, it was embarrassing.
Carl ran the team pretty well. He ran it better than Jim Pohl.
They won 2 World Series.
Yeah.
Have the Vikings won?
No. But
have the Wild?
That's my point. Is
have the Wolves?
No.
Have the North Stars?
No.
Not in Minnesota.
My point is, Carl. He was on
Dallas.
his toes. Jim Pohl has been
But not in Minnesota.
on his heels the whole
They
time.
spend more money on players.
Well,
Yep.
I'm not so sure if Jim Pohlad was on. I would say from 2001 through the last Terry Ryan run, man, they had some pretty good ball clubs.
They did.
And they scouted and developed internally some of the best players we've seen.
Yep.
You know, Torrey Hunter, Joe Mauer, Cuddy Bear. You know, you go up and down the list. There's a lot of great players that played.
Minkiewicz.
Kirby.
Nathan.
Joe Nate. Oh, they traded for him. Traded for him from San Francisco.
Rod Kerr.
We're going 2000s. Anyway, I think
Steinbeck.
what happens is it comes back to our earlier discussions about you have no TV market here. It sucks. It's not good.
It's not great.
You're not going to make the money.
Relative
You're
to
just
Los
not, and
Angeles
that's-
and New York.
But that's like you know, it's
plenty of states
it's
that-
not a ticket. A little bit.
The 26th largest
Ticket-
market.
It's not a great market.
You can pirate this stuff.
It's not. If it was a great market, why is Bally trying to dump them every year? They've
Fox
been doing
Sports,
it. They've
Bally,
been begging.
FanDuel.
They can't. It's not good.
Yeah.
And
And that,
not a lot of eyes.
And it comes down to how does the network make money?
exactly.
TV.
No, I mean a TV network. How do they make money?
Advertising.
Okay. How many times are you going to go to Tree and TCO? Target?
Dairy Queen?
I mean, it's not New York. It's not LA. It's not Houston. It's not Dallas.
Right.
They
It's
should,
not Chicago.
They should be able to make it work, though. They really should.
How do you make it work?
I just-
You're a cable network conglomerate. How do you make it work where you can make money in a market like this?
I think like I said before, it's kind of like the difference in business of being on the gas or being on the brakes. And I feel like the Twins have run this organization on the brakes for many, many years.
Why do you think they got to the brake pads?
Well, the thing is, you have to be willing to lose a little bit of money. If you're talking about the P&L, they're actually making money because the team increases its value every year. So,
But let me ask you this. If you lose $100 million a year for 10 years and the team's worth $1.5 billion, okay, and let's say you lost $1.5 billion over those 10 years just so they can be risky. Like, what billionaire does that actually runs a real business? Who does that?
Cuban.
I guarantee you he didn't lose money running the Mavericks. I guarantee you.
No, because he was on the gas all the time.
Yeah, because he's in the 4th largest market in the country with a great TV
and he's
deal.
filling in all the
you
seats,
made-
and that brings in the TV.
But he's got
Wags.
people to advertise to.
No, exactly.
You could have 2 years that make up for a bad 8 or an average 8, but that's just the way it goes. But you have to be in it to win it every year. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's almost like
I bet
it
you
is
your
poker. It's
attitude
the price of
would
poker.
change if you were the owner.
It's like
If it was your pocketbook, I think you'd say different.
Oh, I'm
you,
sure.
You think
I'm sure
Jerry
it's
Jones
tough
doesn't overspend every year?
Doesn't lose a dime.
because he overspends.
Zero
Well,
chance.
he's the Cowboys.
Zero chance.
But I agree with you. I mean, if you are losing, right, double down, spend more, make more. You can't take away if you're losing and expect to make more.
I
That just-
don't.
it
I
takes
don't
money
think.
to make money.
I don't think
Takes
we
money
need to
make
go
money.
to a family that ran Marquette Advisors and all these other businesses successfully,
Yeah.
worth billions of dollars, and explain business 101 to them.
But it's gambling. It's like
but
buying a racehorse.
It's so fucking
You gotta
easy to
develop.
spend other people's money.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. Everybody's like, "Well, you should spend more." You spend it.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well,
You don't own it.
Yeah.
I would definitely spend
better
more.
yet- Or
What I'm
better-
saying is, you got to be respectful to the fact that you know what. At some point, you look at your profit and loss. If your baseball team is impacting your business portfolio, you better get out and you better not spend. And you take the belt and you suck it in. That's what I think is going on here.
If you're willing to lose every year because you're trying to make money, I think you're in the wrong business.
I agree with that.
It's exactly like making a movie. Now, just hang on. Everyone goes to movie theaters, and it's been dying down. I mean, when's the last time you went to a movie theater?
Long time ago.
Exactly. And so the point of it is if you're going to go into making money and you're going in the movie business, you're in the wrong business. Yep. You don't make a lot of money making a movie. But it's because you have passion. It's because of the art.
Well, if you lose money and you're okay, then you're stupid.
It depends. It depends where your business is. Sometimes
you got to eat.
They've got money to lose.
Some people want to write a write-off. Some people.
Fair enough.
What about a NASCAR racing team?
Like
absolutely.
I don't
preach.
I don't know of anybody there that. How many teams?
Now we appreciate the fact that you're here.
How many of those teams?
I love you.
How many of those teams lose money? Penske?
I mean,
Gibbs?
No, not those guys.
Well, like
but there's a lot of.
But how many small teams really last?
No,
none.
in the mid range.
Not long.
It's like small businesses. How many do they last?
Not long. Why?
Exactly.
Why?
Because they don't have the backing.
They don't want to lose money.
No,
but
you got to have the money to spend.
Sports.
Don't get in business if you don't have the fucking money.
I'm not going to give you money if you're losing money. Jesus
Are we
Christ!
fucking talking sports here? I'm done.
We are.
Come back here, Jeff. Come back here.
If you
don't
are
leave, I need support.
If you're losing money constantly and you're going, give me an investment, I'd be like, fuck off. I'm not getting. You should make money.
Sometimes you need that extra money to make it.
But tell me,
it's a vanity business. It's a vanity business.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on because I don't think I'm going to be able to educate Pete on this.
The pole lads are nerds, and they're not going to have a vanity business.
I just think it's really easy to sit here and take shots at people you don't know.
I do know.
He knows them.
Okay.
I say hi to Jim every time I see him at the Cafe Sarah.
I want to hear.
Hey, Jim, you're a nerd. And you're cheap, and you don't spend money.
No, you know why? Because he buys them a cup of
bricks.
coffee because he knows them.
Yeah, he buys.
I want to hear Peanut's take
because he's the one that has the money.
No, he's tight.
So rather,
Peanut.
I'm not even saying spend more. I'm not even saying spend more. You brought up the point. People are complaining, saying you need to spend more. Why can't we just allocate the money differently? That's something I think everybody has a fair point to say.
Agreed.
If you're spending X amount here and
figure it out,
it's not returning value. Okay,
then
well,
put it over here in this bucket.
You should figure out how to redistribute it. Now, I'm not even saying spending more, just redistribute.
Well, what would that look like?
Well, it depends on the situation.
Maybe actually going out and working contracts differently, or seeing a player putting a.
How do you do that?
Smile and dial.
No, I'm being honest. Like, how do you go to Carlos Correa, who nobody in this room go, they spent too much money on Carlos Correa. Should never sign him. Okay, so when you go to him and say, hey, we need you to restructure, that'll never happen.
Maybe you do.
I mean, they put major dough into that guy.
Yep.
And you weren't ripping him for that.
Well, no.
What do I think?
He failed his exam, so that should have been a cut on his.
Let's rewind the tape to the very first signing.
You're on.
When he was signed the first time, but none of these two injuries have anything to do with that ankle injury. It's plantar fascia. It's totally different things, and it's been spoken about a lot.
Yeah.
The first contract they did was huge, and they spent the money. Okay?
Yep.
Then they spent it again, a lot.
Okay.
Yep.
So
that's a tough one.
What seems to be the problem?
Other than being a great leader, I mean, he's hasn't really materialized.
Oh, he's an excellent player, man.
He's an excellent
There's
player.
nobody plays shortstop like him.
But has
materialized.
Rocco says he's the CEO of the infield.
He's amazing.
I mean, I still think he has great defense. Maybe
I think his stick is amazing.
You think so? Still?
Oh, you guys, like if he's gonna, oh my God.
We're gonna go.
You can't.
Wags, we've got 900 subscribers. Come on.
I'm just exhausted.
Don't lose it over one of us.
I need a nap.
I know. You probably do need a nap.
This is unbelievable.
It's too many. It's too much steak and eggs.
I mean, it's
too much steak and eggs.
It's
too much steak and eggs.
It's 3-on-1.
No. Listen, it's not about being against you. It's not about being against you or with you. It's about what's kind of like making logical sense.
I'm just saying in the debate, it's 3-on-1.
Well, no, you got Doc. Doc's over there.
Doc's just laughing.
I'm over here laughing.
We chase
Wags, you got two because you got that other personality that you're throwing out.
Okay.
So there's
not funny.
five guys at the table.
Would you hit him? I mean, he's
No.
to your left.
I'm afraid if I did, he'd die, so I don't want to do that.
Okay. Oh,
All right, so beyond twins, what else do we got? 'Cause it's-
Okay, move
hockey?
on.
I mean,
Move
here's
on.
the funny thing. Can I wrap up this Twins conversation?
Wrap it up.
And I want to ask this as an honest question. When I bring up the Minnesota Twins, do you have a positive or negative attitude going into this season about them? One word.
Neutral.
One word.
Positive or negative?
No, you
Can't
said
be
one
the-
word. I said neutral.
I said one word. Either. Okay, I'll say either positive or negative.
Hopeful.
One word. Positive or negative?
Hopeful.
negative.
No,
I'll
you
take that as a positive.
Sure.
Yeah.
One word. Positive or negative?
Transition.
One word. Positive or negative?
You can only. He's only giving you.
Do you have a
He's
positive
only giving you
feeling
2
or a
words.
negative
Guys,
feeling?
this isn't hard.
I like what I see so
It's not
far.
very
So
hard.
positive.
Okay, good.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Negative.
Okay, good.
Okay.
What's yours?
I already said hopeful.
That's a positive.
That's a
Slight-
positive.
slightly above neutral.
You're one of those assholes on a Facebook post where someone says A or B. Just write the fucking letter down, and you have to give us 3 paragraphs of your opinion. A or B.
B minus. B minus.
Doc, positive or
So
negative?
apparently hopeful is not a.
I'm
neutral.
asking for 1 or 2 words.
Yeah.
Are you negative on the
You're
season
positive.
or positive
You're
going into the
hopeful,
season?
positive.
So
Where
he's
are
only
you?
giving you 2 options.
Yeah,
It's either a plus or a negative.
No, positive.
It's
not
either
negative.
plus. It's like digital.
It's
But
like
Wags,
on or off.
positive
from where we
or
came,
negative.
Exactly.
Wags, from where we came from last year, the way the
It's a
season
1
ended,
or a 0.
it can only get better.
Oh my god.
I don't
So
disagree.
So Jeff is saying a 1. Peanut's saying a 1.
I'm positive.
Positive.
Negative.
The only 0 is
Negative.
David.
Yeah.
David.
I think they're taking a much more professional approach from what I can see from whatever I can
Yeah, I
check
get
on the
it.
media. Like
It's great.
they, would they lose Falvey? Is Falvey got?
No, he's there. He's
Who's the other guy that
he's
they
president now.
cut? So that's change. So that change is probably really.
They got rid of Thad Levine.
Yeah, that's Levine's gone.
think when you're going into a season-
Rocco knows he's on. He's on. Thin ice. So
I would say
he's
so.
got to perform.
He's
got
got
to perform.
The uncertainty of having new ownership or not having new ownership, I think, weighs heavy on the athletes themselves, and it's hard to get into that groove because you don't know. You're staying. You're going. What end is up? So
Last year, Lewis
I
got
am
hurt
just
in
going-
the first game of the season.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
a
just
lot to
going
look forward to.
Negative.
No,
Yeah.
it's not true.
Yeah, well, that's just my opinion.
Real quick,
Okay,
real
can
quick.
we end the fucking baseball
Okay,
talk?
Last thing though, before we get into any kind of hockey, can we say yes to Taylor Swift? I mean, Travis Kelce, another year.
One more baseball
One
comment.
more year.
One
He's
more
signing
baseball
it.
comment
Signed.
for L.
Signed.
Tiggs.
Yes, sir.
How old were you when you made it to second base?
Oh gosh.
Okay, we're not going there. Anyways, alrighty. Final point. So I am positive. I am positive to give you the answer that you're looking for.
that was
I
deep.
am
That was
too,
deep.
and I think
I am
it's-
negative.
I think what is important
It's
to
the ownership
note
stuff.
is a lot of these teams go through great seasons, okay seasons, and bad seasons, and shit happens. And I think in the case of this team, shit happened. And so
Totally.
they've got a ton of talent on this team.
Yeah.
I just would like
You
to
gotta
see them. I'm
use it.
100% convinced. You'll love this, that they spit out the computer sheets.
Okay.
Throw them away, please. Just
Yeah.
please manage a game.
But is that
I want to see Rocco manage me 10 games without any
Levine?
So you're saying-
influence.
He was-
Or
he-
fault.
he
Who
was
knows?
the-
So you're saying go off the gut. Go off.
I just want you to manage
Stop
the
using
game
AI.
More
and
of a
utilize
balance. More of a
correct
balance.
Use your gut, your sense, your feel.
Is the
sure.
last minute
you
of
can look
play
at
in the period.
He's just so trying
All
to
right.
get rid of this
Last
topic.
final point.
Okay, I
here,
love baseball.
and we're
Let's
gonna-
fucking move on.
Last
Okay.
point.
We're gonna
Last point.
wrap it up. Final point
Yes.
here. I'm always a firm believer that all it really takes is one catalyst, one piece for it to be a domino effect
Okay.
in the rest of a team or an organization. Yes, Carlos Correa, some people may like him, some people not. But if you can find that one other piece, whether it's ownership, whether it's a player, I'm still a firm believer. At any level, it could be high school, it could be college. All it takes, I believe, is one person that could start to really change.
And
You
it's
just can't
also
have
one-
a whole team crater.
And it's
the
also
whole team crater.
one
That's
bad
simple.
apple.
But isn't it
Spoils
the triangle that you had, Wags, between Falvey, Levine, and Baldelli? Like, I think they hired Baldelli and it said, this team's running on data. You're the culture. But now that's changed.
I'm 1,000% sure of that because.
But now he's got to be more than
I know
culture.
that I heard from a very reliable source that Paul Molitor would be ready putting his lineup together and he'd get a sheet of paper handed to him. Well, here's your lineup. What do you mean, here's my lineup? It's disrespectful to the major league manager. We write our lineups. Oh, no, not here anymore. We do it for you.
Yeah.
He did everything he could to follow.
Who says that? I mean,
I'm not going to give up the source.
Okay, but
I'll tell you off the air.
Okay, but
trust me.
Yeah, no, I do. It's just
he
crazy.
was manager of the year and then third in manager of the year the following year, and you get fired. Oh, come on, man! Like, stop.
Oh, we talked about that at breakfast, JC, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's bullshit.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so
Okay, great.
So I feel like if they could just take that part of it away, I think where it comes. Well, you can see it clear as day.
That's a big shift, though, is my point from the triangle that came in. But it has to take.
But we'll see if there's more feel.
You guys, I see the light flicking.
Okay.
So yes, we have.
All right, but think about. There's a lot of like passion in this topic.
No, I know, and that's why we
which
can
is
have
really
keep
good.
going.
Yeah.
So when we come back from commercial
We all care.
break,
We come back from
will
break.
be talking more hockey.
We will get L.
Hockey.
Teagues' answer
Teagues
to
is
the
like,
question.
yes, we will.
about
Just
hockey.
remember,
football.
more Taylor Swift.
Well, welcome back to the Meta Sports League Studios and the DigiFan Podcast. We are here every Friday at 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern. Fellas, we had a lot of baseball talk there. I was very, very interested until the very end.
How great would it be to be at a Twins game today?
You know what? You know what I
Totally.
just,
Totally.
You know what I just noticed? You know, looking over here at Wags, he's doing some work, and he always kind of a little
that big
shifty.
brain is just like
He would be the best,
It's hitting on all cylinders
CIA spy guy
would.
ever. Like you're not going to expect him to like pop up with this 007 watch and like transmitter and
Wow,
shit.
I appreciate that.
This guy's looking badass across for me.
Truth is
he's
that
in the tree looking for the ex-wife's boyfriend to show up.
Whatever it takes.
truth
I'm sure
is
he'd
I
get
can
the
get
job
anybody
done.
to say anything to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that could go down.
Truth serum.
Deep
Truth
dark.
serum.
No, like you know,
Wags truth serum.
I'd like to think it's a little bit of an art.
Okay.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, I
art-
got
art-
you.
but
I
I
mean,
got
you
you.
talk to enough
I
You have
got
to be
you.
authentic and you have to be trusted.
Let's see you put
Right?
L. Teagues in a
Teagues?
trance.
Like if people trust you, they'll
Yeah.
tell you shit.
I'm sure they will. But let me ask you this. How much body language do you read when
Tons.
right?
So much.
Right?
So
Like
much.
you know
100%.
how to tailor fit some conversation
Yep.
to fit the needs.
It's
to get
as
what
simple
you
as
want.
simple as a shoulder turn.
It looks
How
like
open are the
you're
shoulders or what are the
Yep.
hips? Like seriously.
Because
all of it.
right now I'm a little negative.
I saw
right?
the
Like, I'm
Wags.
right.
No, you're actually
It's kinda closed
actually,
off,
you're very
David.
positive because you're
You're
turning
yeah.
in toward the wagon
Well,
train.
not only that,
The
but
wagon train.
yeah, I'm excited to talk about hockey now.
Wags,
Let's
I saw
dive
you,
into
I saw
it.
you playing the lady at B Sharp like a harp.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways. Jeez.
I have no idea what that what
Wags,
Nick said.
what do you got for us on hockey here today?
It's the lady that cuts his hair. One time. A week later, she had a gift for him.
Wags, you with
No
us?
way.
No, I left my gloves there, my chops.
Oh, I misinterpreted
I
Oh,
left the
you're so
Pontiac
nice.
choppers.
Oh, man.
No, Wags, you're so
I
nice
was
to
so
people.
impressed too. Now
I think
You're just nice.
You're that people person. People,
thank you.
People are attracted.
People love
to
you, Wags.
Go chat.
You know, just
Thank you.
keep that going.
You wouldn't know it from this show.
No, but if you stop at the bus stop when you got everyone just entertained.
I like it.
Speaking of entertainment, what do you got for us on hockey?
Well, the Minnesota Wild, we're going to learn how hurt Kaprizov is within the next 7 days.
Yes.
For
Shouldn't
sure.
we
I
should have
there's
known,
something
should have
going
known
on.
that
I
by
mean,
now. What the
a month
fuck?
ago?
Well, you know, of course,
months
everything's
ago?
a shroud of mystery with the National Hockey
We
League.
covered that before.
Lower
for
body
sure.
injury, upper body
They
injury.
said the surgery was a sure thing.
But they didn't say sure thing when to get back. And, we don't know what his rehab is because they're not sharing anything. So we'll find out if he's done for the year, which he very well could be.
Yep.
Gosh,
They will end
what a
up.
brutal night last night.
Yeah, they'll end up.
The flower.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a
Oh,
rough
it was
outing.
2-1 after 2, and it just.
Yeah, once it got to 6-1, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to turn it off.
It is what it is, But you have those nights. It happens. They got a big one tonight, back to back in Colorado. They have to go to the Mile High City. The Wild play pretty well in that building. I expect them to bounce back with some sort of an effort. But remember,
At home tonight.
no, they lose at home. They suck at home.
that's
They're under
right.
500.
They're terrible
Yeah,
at home.
They have not done well.
How can you
unfortunately.
be? Let me get you the number here. 13-13-1 at home.
That's just not acceptable.
Don't even need to get into it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But they do play really well in Colorado.
They do.
But the engine is out of the lineup in Yule Eriksson Ek.
Yep, which was a big hit.
I mean, it's amazing when you think about it. This is a team that skated literally through the Four Nations, and nobody was hurt. And then Eriksson Ek is like done for weeks in practice.
Yeah.
We're talking about practice.
Yep.
Like, whoa, man! Like, what are you guys doing?
Can they at all go for anything before the deadline? Like shore up the PK because that was
they only. Well, it's been horrible for 3 years. They only can if these guys are long-term IR done.
Really?
Yeah, there's no money. There's no money. So
Hartman's back soon.
So yeah,
so that's going to help.
Wait, how soon? Like 3 games?
March 4th.
4 games?
Yeah,
Next week.
He appealed and got 2 games peeled off his penalty.
They gave him a gift.
Yeah.
So instead of 10, it's 8.
Gary Bettman said he felt like, Doc, it was a little too excessive
Okay.
because he had 3 as previous, and then he goes, to go from 3 to 10 is a little bit much, so we'll give you 8.
Okay, that's reasonable.
It was worth it.
I mean, it's 20 next.
Holy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I wouldn't doubt it would be 20.
And remind me too. So with a little bit off topic, but still relevant to the Wild. After this year, are they still plagued by the Suter
No.
Parisi, or is this the
it.
last? This is the
There's
last.
I
some-
thought this is it.
There's some change that is in it, you know. Like,
But for the most part, this is it.
yeah,
It's
I
it
mean,
after
there's
this year.
a couple years of change.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a throwaway year, just last year as well. But I mean,
But it's been pretty amazing. Like if you look at the agents, they did a poll of front offices to deal with in the Wild, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They were among the best teams from which to deal with.
Okay. In terms of like deals,
Just fair,
business, sure.
fair, truthful, upfront, straightforward, honest. That's Billy. That's Breezeball down in Tampa. You know, they were pretty complimentary. The one thing that they said is that how the Wild were able to even be in anything, given how strapped they've been for all of these years.
Yep.
They've
know,
just been hit hard though this year. With all the injuries.
But
It's
they're
just-
still doing good.
No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I
They're
mean,
still
I think
doing
they played
okay.
extremely well, actually, without their star players.
You can't have guys breaking fingers like Nick
No.
Bukestad. You should have seen Nick Bukestad's broken finger.
I think I did. There's a picture of it, and it was mangled.
Yeah, it was like a compound.
Yes.
And it was a slash
Yes.
from practice.
Yep.
wow.
From practice.
Good grief.
Why are you slashing anyone in practice?
You know, though, I don't think it was an intentional slash, right? I think it was just one of those things that.
You're going so hard,
No,
you're
right.
taking a stick.
Yeah.
don't-
They're practicing hard. You're going to play the way you practice. So I mean, who knows? Any rumors about any teams that are going to be changing players, getting new players before the whole playoff Stanley Cup comes around? 'Cause-
Wait. Let me give
No idea.
Let me give you my take.
Yeah,
Let me give you my
let's get
take.
Doc in here real quick.
Let me
you
give
guys.
you my take.
Go ahead,
If
Doc.
there's any money and any way, Billy Guerin is going to go get Brock Nelson.
Yeah, that's
Really?
possible.
Okay.
Give me a little bit of background on him. real
Here's my
quick.
problem with Brock
So he was-
Nelson, the Warroad native, who's
Yeah.
the nephew of Dave Christian from Team USA, who was a state champion, I believe, at Warroad and then
Yep.
played at North Dakota. Has been a lifelong Islander. He loves New York. He plays for Lou Lamoriello.
Legend.
I don't know why you would trade for a guy you could sign without giving up any assets for in a couple of months. Seriously, you ain't winning the cup.
You don't think so?
The Wild aren't winning the cup this year.
Really?
No.
No hope.
The Wild?
Dang,
They're
so
not.
you guys are
No.
just wow.
No, I mean,
They're not winning the cup.
Are you?
No.
But you're right. But they could go deep. I think they could go deep if they're healthy. And they
That's
got
the problem. They're not.
And they
the
got
hockey guys
an
here.
extra
No, I'm saying
guy.
if they had the guys
They got
that
a
they
Brock
should.
Nelson to center the whatever fourth line. I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You
Casey
guys are the
Middlestad's out on the
Garrett
market.
loves Brock Nelson.
Wait, he is? Or
Yeah.
isn't? Do you think that we would go?
Yeah, he
get him?
does. He's Team USA.
They're saying
Do you think we would go and get him?
He's 5.75 million cap hit. It's massive.
Who's
So I
that?
doubt it.
Who are you talking about?
Middle-
Like
Middlestat.
all these guys that are
Middlestat?
out,
No.
all the guys that are out here are like $3, $4, $5 million cap hits.
Yeah, no, but
And
is
unless you
Brock's
got
not
these
there?
guys-
No.
What's the cap hit on Brock?
He's like 4 or 5. I don't
he's
know.
that high?
That's high. Let me just take a look. Let me get down to the Islanders.
I thought he was lower.
So this came across my feed that If the Red Wings failed to be in the race, Patrick Kane could see his way out.
What do you guys think about that?
Really?
How do you guys feel about Kane?
I love Kane.
He's old.
But he's good, and he's a playmaker. He's
He
good.
was great with the Blackhawks. I'll give him that.
Okay. So you think he's washed up?
I mean, he's a
He's a legend.
end of the career pickup.
That's kind of like the Flower though.
maybe some character flaws.
Okay.
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 Like McDavid character flaws.
No, off the ice character flaws.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you got over there, Wigs?
I'm just looking to see on Nelson on the cap hit, $6 million cap hit.
6
Oh,
million.
shit.
I can't do that.
I had no idea it was that high.
Hank
I thought it was
That's a
3.
no bueno.
I can't you can't change the contract mid-season
Yeah.
unless they can get the Islanders to take some of it. And why would you? You better get it. They better get Liam Olgren or something like that.
Yeah.
The Wild have the second ranked prospect pool. They don't have their first round pick for this year for the Urasek deal, so that's
What's
gone.
our round pick?
First,
Ours this.
yeah, we traded it to Columbus.
Right. Where are we now?
Um, probably
Third round.
20 to 30 where we always live.
Okay.
Then you've got a guy like Ogren. You got to move.
I don't need to. Yeah. Okay.
Bless
All right.
you.
Olgren. I guess.
Yeah,
What about Olgren? Tell us a little bit more.
that was funny.
That was wild.
That was really good.
that was wild when some of those coughs come out.
They come on and out. Try doing a game play by play.
I can't imagine that.
Speaking of that, what's going on with high school hockey? It's a big
Ooh,
week.
let's
Big week
do-
coming up.
Can we go there? But
Edina
wait,
versus Wayzata.
Wait 1 second.
How
Wrap
was that
up
game?
Wrap up the NHL, and then let's go. Let's
put a little
talk
bow on the
high school
Wild, and
hockey.
then- yeah, let's go back into high school hockey. That's your guys' bread and butter here.
Ooh,
So big
bread and
big
butter.
cap hit. What do you
BB.
think's realistic then for the Wild, given some of their constraints and where they're at money wise? What do you think's even feasible at this point?
Kirill back's going to be huge.
I don't know if he's coming back. That's the problem.
Okay.
So
if he's not coming back, what do you think?
I don't know if he's coming back, and I have a feeling.
Better
I mean,
pick
when you
someone
get down to the season, we're in March this Sunday or tomorrow,
Yep.
Saturday, and I mean, you have 45 days.
Yep.
I mean, what are we talking? A few weeks.
Correct.
So I don't see. I don't know what they're going to do, man. Like I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you.
I think.
I don't think there's much they can do.
He wasn't due back yet, anyways. But they probably want to take their time. Let's assume everything went perfectly, and he's on track.
Okay.
They're still not going to rush him back.
No.
I'm sensing he had a setback from what I heard.
Oh,
What I
Anything
mean
is
by what
being
I heard,
mindful.
by the way it was spoken in an interview on K-Fan from Billy.
Inguinal hernia, or what was it?
There's talk.
We'll find out if they trade for somebody with big money. He's long term.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit! Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean he
And
could be gone for the year.
All due to that Winnipeg cheap hit.
No, they're saying it has nothing to do with that.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, some final thoughts there. What about high school hockey?
Well, I mean, lots to unpack here.
Well,
Unravel it. Start somewhere. Pick your choice.
yeah, we have like 7 minutes. So
Gone
go.
from the Class A are Blue Bloods, Hermantown, and Warroad.
Wow.
And I will argue that everyone goes to the Class A games to see someone beat
Yes.
Hermantown.
Absolutely.
You got to have a villain. You just do.
Hermantown is a
That's the
perfect
hometown villain.
They're the best. They're good. They're oot. Hibbing beat them in the semifinals and then went on
Let's
to beat
go,
a very
Hibbing.
good Cloquet team that played down into the Class A, which is where they should have been. They went up to Double A years ago, and they beat Cloquet. So good for them. Mike Randolph flipped his middle finger to Duluth East and St. Thomas Academy of this Northern Lake Stars. And they will be heading as a Section 6A champion.
What a
That's
great
a cool
story.
storyline right there. This is an interesting one. East Grand Forks won the Bantam A, and that same year they won the Bantam A PWA state titles.
Oh, cool.
Pretty much for those size schools. They're 13-13 right now. 13, 13, and 2.
Wow.
Starting
weird.
0-8 or something.
They had a tough year. No, it's Andover. I get
What
that.
happened?
I don't know. They just didn't have the year they should have, but they beat Warroad, and now they're there. So
Okay.
that's interesting. Only one of those two teams could go. Northfield is back in the mix. Orono beat a really good Minneapolis team.
Wow.
And then Matamidi, an 11-win team, They play a really tough schedule. They lost a ton of players to juniors that left. They know better than the rest of the world. You know how that goes.
Yep.
And I'm good for you, but they still found a way, and they're going to be in there too.
Wow.
I think it's pretty cool. Northfield is going to be a very impressive team. The team I really like out west is Laverne.
Ooh.
They had an overtime win against Mankato West. My friend Nate Olson, the coach there, he's called some color for me in state tournament games. He's a terrific dude. His team gave it a good shot. They could have won, should have won, but Laverne is very good.
What was his take on that game?
I didn't talk to him.
Okay.
I stayed away.
Okay. Of course. Yeah, makes sense.
Let it simmer.
In the Class AA, it's a whole different world.
God damn Andover.
And those not from Minnesota don't really understand what it's like this week. And it starts on Saturday of last week with the semifinals.
Extremely exciting.
You go to Bloomington Ice Garden, you go to Aldrich Arena, you go to Braemar Arena, wherever these are.
Ritter's sold out.
We're on the semis on the Saturday right now.
Oh.
And the finality, I'm building up here. The finality of those games and what they mean matter.
Yeah.
But what's funny is it almost feels like it matters more to those who are in the stands than those who are on the ice.
Absolutely.
It's weird.
I think we should
There's
bring.
nothing-
I think we should bring. I don't think it's
especially if you're
weird.
talking-
Graham Geisler up
especially if
here
you're-
right now because
Wax.
I'll tell you one thing right now.
I think it's weird that
Who's had-
fans are more invested than the player.
Graham, why don't you come on
really-
here? You were in the
really
state
think so?
finals.
Wags,
Come on over
He's
here.
good. He's good. You guys do your thing.
Wags,
Keep
especially
rolling. We'll
if you're
keep
talking
rolling.
parents.
Keep rolling.
What I'm trying to say, Peanut,
The parents
is these players work so hard
Oh, 100%.
and they want it. And they want it really bad.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is the student bodies that show up for their first games of the year, kidding, and the communities that show up, they like, I don't care if you're a metro school or an out of metro school. The small town and everybody comes out with high school hockey and they want to be on that stage as a community because it validates them in some weird way.
It does.
Well, Wags, think about the parents too. So the parents are more invested than the players.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I think that's
you don't
the
even
perspective.
notice the parents though.
But you know what I mean.
No, but the
No.
perspective of that emotional win has to come from those parents too,
But-
because of how much time they've actually.
But the
dedicated
parents
in
aren't.
year.
The
Yeah.
parents aren't hanging on the glass.
No,
when
no,
they
no.
sally,
I totally get
and you
that.
don't even know where they are. But what you're feeling is
You need
from.
that- Edina,
he's
you
talking
do.
about the backstory.
You're feeling the community, and the community is driven to this,
Yep.
and they love it. So when you can feel the adrenaline shaking in the fans,
The energy.
it's measurable.
Yep.
I don't even feel that like at a Viking playoff game.
Really?
Not like that. It's weird, man. It's
Really?
weird.
Okay.
Because there's unpredictability to high school sports.
It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's a different
It's
vibe.
special.
Yeah.
And you can't explain it unless, do you know what I'm talking about? Unless you've experienced it.
It's
And
a
you know what
different.
I'm
It's a
talking
different type of culture.
But the subset in that is that invested parent that's spent
Yeah.
a dozen years drop offs and
about.
writing
I mean,
checks.
subset
Yes.
is nobody's paying attention to them though.
Yeah,
Not in these
Correct.
days.
No, not
And it might-
not
Maybe when you're in a building like Pagel that seats 1,500 and there's 800 people in there and you see the parents in this section.
down in the corner.
Well, those are the nose pressers, but like it's in high school that doesn't happen as much.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys if you guys have quite experienced.
Why are you
it.
down there? Do you want to like be close to your kid or something and like tell
Yeah.
him what to do?
Antisocial.
Oh no,
Antisocial.
you're better than everybody because you got your.
so
you
you're-
got your hat on,
Here's
your black
Wags'
Bauer jacket.
I don't want to field
corner
questions.
guy with the Bauer hat. Corner guy with the Bauer hat.
He's got a Bauer hat on. He's got the
my
black
gosh.
jacket.
Notepad out.
He's smarter than everybody in the whole
he's
crew.
about 42.
He doesn't want to. He
Smarter
doesn't
than
want to be
you.
interrupted.
Never played the
No.
game, but sure looks like he did. It's just like shut up. Okay, anyway, so in the AA,
With skinny jeans.
in the AA, it's been really fascinating, and I think the Class A, to wrap that up, is wide open.
Okay.
St. Cloud Cathedral is out of the 5A will be the favorite in the Class A.
Okay.
They've been ranked 1. They're the one team that's been kind of a cut above it, but they can be had. So watch out for them. In the AA, Lakeville South Yawn won the Class 1 AA, Section 1 AA. They played Lakeville North. I mean, it was pretty much South's to lose. That was minor. And then the 2 AA last night. I'm really excited for the state to be able to see Cooper Simpson. Jack Kulkin on defense. He's a junior, really good defenseman. Those are the two guys. They've got Cooper Siegert and a bunch of other players that make things go, but they're a very talented hockey team.
Is Simpson a senior?
So I'm sorry.
Is Simpson a senior?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where's he going?
North Dakota.
That Lakeville South. What about that Carter guy? He's had like 50 plus 56, 55 points in the last 20-some games.
Well,
he's killing it.
He's having a great year.
He's a junior.
I will argue that it's a little easier to come by points in the South Suburban.
Agreed. No one's getting 56 points without some serious talent.
Simpson has that many. He's
70s. He's getting close to 80.
Yeah.
Then in the 3 AA tonight, you have Cretin Durham Hall, a very linear team. They come straight at you.
Okay.
They don't have the skill level that St. Thomas Academy has. Who does have Patch Cronin is a really good defenseman. Love his work.
Love the name.
Who's their goalie again?
Agreed.
They have two, but the younger one. What's his name?
Are you talking St. Thomas or what?
St. Thomas Academy. Jackson.
Well, they got
Crary.
The goalie?
Yes.
Neason.
Okay.
Neason got snubbed on the Brimsek Award. Best for they take 3 for senior.
Okay.
He definitely is worthy. He's very good. Nelson's a good goalie for Cretin Durham Hall.
Okay.
Lots of skill. Nico Russ plays with some sandpaper. They're going to need him to take on the Jimmy Dodigs of the world of Cretin Durham Hall that are very physical, but very straight ahead. Cretin Durham Hall has a little bit of Edina swag to him. They've got like 3 in a row, looking to make it 4. Kind of like their eyes roll in the back of their heads, and it's like, nah, we're going, not you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, they were down 2-0 to Rosemont, who almost made it 3-0, and they looked like an NHL team to the Irish. They were that good.
Really? Wow.
Things started changing with 5
Rosemount.
minutes. Yeah, they're really good. Things changed with 5 minutes left in the period where that linear game got going, and then they came out in the second period. 3 goals in a minute, 3:30, and it was 3-2, and they never looked back. Section 4 AA is amazing. I love Stilly.
Okay.
I love Hill Murray.
Good old Stillwater.
Bowden Sam Pear is an incredible talent. Really skilled offensive player. You have Stillwater led by Greg Zanin and Thomas Vanek.
Yep.
Vanek brings in a little bit more of a European flair to their entries into the offensive zone. So what they'll do is let's say you're driving with the puck wide this way, like this. This guy will slide this way, and this guy will come up higher at an angle, and this guy will come down. So it's not your typical
stagger.
Well, they have guys really high and at weird angles that you're not used to defending, and they're very good at it.
Yeah.
And they play with pace, and their defensemen are big.
That's everything.
Hill Murray has the Edina swag. They go all the time. They're hard to get through in these playoffs.
Yep.
They've got really talented forwards that can score. Cal Conway is in goal for Stillwater.
Okay.
He had some eligibility issues, missed most of the season. He would have been a Brimsek finalist, I believe.
What were the issues?
It was a moving thing, but he's playing. He's good.
Yep.
He's good. So that game is up in the air. I wouldn't be surprised if Stillwater win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hill Murray won. I wouldn't be surprised if Cretin Durham Hall won, and I wouldn't be surprised if St. Thomas Academy won.
And that's,
any one of those 4 teams are going to add to this pool that is so good. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, Fred Rogers, was in a comfortable lead in the Section 5 yesterday against Champlain Park, 4-1 in the third, and they got the yips, but they ended up holding serve at 4-3. Geardes is unbelievable on the blue line, number 2. Watch for him. You've got what I think is the best player in high school in Mason Jensen right up the middle, and Parker DeShane right next to him. You're talking 80, 90-point guys on a tough schedule. They've been really good, and I'm glad, like Cooper Simpson and Shakopee, that the state gets to be introduced to those players. Edina in the Section 6 AA, I mean, that was a great game. I would think you saw some of that, right, Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was back and forth.
Much closer than 4-1.
It was a defensive tussle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a few breaks, I think, afforded Edina an opportunity.
Yeah.
And hold, please.
Well, it was it was 2-1, and then I think the game ended with 2 empty netters. So the game was much closer. Wayzata was in control initially.
No, the 3-1 was even up.
Oh, it's okay.
Yep.
So we do have like a minute or two left. Do you have any kind of final points?
Can I finish on 7 and 8? Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
no.
like
Hit 7
people
and 8.
people have to fucking pay for this shit.
I know.
Like, this is free.
Let's hit it.
This is free.
This is actually the goods right here.
The 7 AA was Rock Ridge, which was a great story. Matt Niskanen, former Stanley Cup champion, UMD Bulldog, and Virginia Mountain Iron Buell Blue Devil, is now the Rock Ridge Wolverines coach, which brings in Evelyn Gilbert. They had an incredible season. They were played like a pro team, so well coached. But they played against what I think is the story of the year in high school hockey.
Ooh, this is good.
The Andover Huskies started the season 0-9 on a 25-game schedule. They lost 4 overtime games of those 9. Jeez. Very tough schedule. I had the coach, Mark Manny, on my Inside the Bubble program, and I said, what changed? What was the catalyst? He said, we were at the holiday tournament at our game in Maple Grove, and the kids were sitting around. They said, well, are we going to go 0-25 or what are we going to do? And they said no. And they put their foot down. They got 2 big wins, one against Rosemont, good team, one against Holy Angels, good team. Mm-hmm. And then since then, after going 0-9 as of today, winning last night in the Section 7 AA final, they're 15-4 after starting 0-9. And they have some signatures. They did beat the neighborhood. They beat Rogers. We call him Mr. Rogers, just so you know.
Sure.
Do you know what that is? Okay.
That's a little bit, that's
okay.
older.
I'm making sure. So they're playing really good, and they lost their goalie. Time. Well, they lost their goalie to Stillwater. Cash Cruitt has come in and has done a hell of a job. He's been really, really good. And then the 8AA, the Globetrotters of high school hockey, or the Morehead Spuds, they whip it around like it's a 3-on-3 game when it's 5-on-5. They are very good, very talented. John Ammerman's done a great job. Mason Kraft is among the best players in the state, up for Mr. Hockey. Really good player. His dad, of course, is Ryan Kraft, who's the girls' coach, former Gopher.
Committed to Mankato.
Really good player. They get a dandy there. You're going to see him on stage. Overall, I have no predictions other than it's going to be a really balanced tournament, both of them.
Edina will win. I will say that.
Let's go.
And, and it's impressive watching Mason. He's huge, right? He's what, 6'6"? With blade, 6'8"?
Yeah, tall drink of water.
215? My only question is, does he go pro right after high school, or is he going to college?
He's going to play quarterback for Michigan.
Is he?
Maybe.
Wow.
I mean, that might be a push.
He's got some looks.
This is the last minute of play in the period.
We don't know what's going to happen there with him, nor does he.
No, but I will say that
it's very
Edina,
true. Wags, thank you for that clarification.
Edina will win.
Yeah.
Edina, let's go.
Will win. Real quick,
Let me throw one more angle, too, on that Edina team. Their goalie, Chase Borgard, was out with a hamstring injury. At least in high school hockey, they classify the injuries for you. And
not a lower body injury?
No, we actually got what it was. And for Chase, rushed for over 100,000 yards in football.
Yeah.
I think he's a D1 pitcher.
Okay.
And he's a goaltender who's like 8 or 9-0-1 on the season.
Okay.
All right.
And he was 1 yard away from winning a football state championship
A year ago.
Wow.
Yard.
As a sophomore.
Real quick though, on context for people who are maybe not local watching this and don't quite understand the high school tournament for hockey here. Would you say this is an accurate take or inaccurate take that it feels like just about any year that the tournament comes around, any team could show up and win?
Yeah, I mean, there have been times, they seed them. There have been times the top 4 seeds have all lost.
No, but it elevates everyone's game.
But all 4 top seeds have lost.
Yeah.
I mean, because you see these teams that
never know.
That start off the season slow. They're down in a slump, and they catch their stride at the right time, and they come in, like you said, they may have a 500 record, or they may be slightly above 500, and they could come in and we've seen crazy upsets.
We've seen crazier things, but absolutely, I think you're right.
I think that's one of the funnest parts about watching the tournament. Just like we'll probably be diving into March Madness for college basketball here soon. But do you guys have any final takes?
Hey guys, thanks a lot for showing up.
No final take.
No finals.
I'll stop it. Let's get a final
What do
take.
you got?
Let's go.
Final takes, Wags. JC.
I'm good. I've just, I've got a lot I'm solving right now.
Okay,
No,
cool.
you're good. High school hockey tournament on the down low. What do you got, JC?
I'm looking forward to the high school hockey tournament per usual.
Are you going to get your normal 2-dogger?
It means spring. It means spring break. It means like the
Baseball around the
timing
corner.
of the year is just the best.
Who would you like to see?
So
Who would you like to see win it all? One team.
I like Edina.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got?
Edina all the way. Love you guys. Push that subscribe button. Tell all your friends and family to follow us, and we'll catch you next week.
Hey, can we start talking about NFL soon? We got the NFL draft coming
No.
up here. And
No.
Combines.
Looks
we
like
got the draft coming up.
I don't need to see some dude wailing down a side like
Unless
good
you're
for
talking
you.
about Taylor Swift, I don't want to hear it.
Kevin
We
O'Connell
got the
says that
combine. We got the draft
Darnold
coming
deserves
up.
to be a free agent.
All right, guys.
Okay, my take is this is the year of the Spud.
Wow, that would be
The
big news.
Spuds.
That'll be big news, man. You're making news.
I'm making news. Let's go.
Okay.
Alrighty.
later.
All right, here we go.
That's what we got, folks.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the MetaSports League Studios. We are the DigiFan Podcast every Friday at 12:30 p.m. and 1:30
EST.
EST. Join us. Subscribe.
Wags, JC, L takes peanuts. See ya.